What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back with another episode of Fair Use. And today, there's a 55-year-old lady, no kids, never been married, and now she's looking to be a wife for the first time. Shout out to Kendra G. Let's get into the video.
Hello?
Hi,
Hi, sweetheart. What's your name?
Rakita
Rakita, where you calling us from?
from Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
But I live in Los Angeles, California.
LA. How old are you?
I am 55.
You're 55?
She look good for 55, I ain't gonna lie. She's a good looking lady. He ain't lying.
Yes.
55. Okay. Rokita, Columbus, Ohio, LA, 55. You look good.
Thank you.
Okay. So what do you do for a living?
I work for the federal government and I'm also an entrepreneur.
Federal government and as an entrepreneur. Okay. When's your birthday or zodiac sign?
January 6th, Capricorn.
The Capricorn. You have any children?
No, I don't.
No kids. You never wanted kids?
No, I didn't want kids, no.
Okay.
If I got married, I've never been married, then I would have, had one for my husband, but I did not want kids.
Okay. So you already told us you never been married. So this is Rakita,
Yes.
Columbus, Ohio, LA, 55, a Capricorn, works for the federal government, also an entrepreneur, no children. What kind of man you looking for?
Well, I'm ready for marriage now, so I'm looking for a man that is ready for marriage, a man that is willing to commit.
Go back to the part just I'm ready for marriage now.
Well, I'm ready for marriage now, so I'm looking for a man that is ready for marriage, a man that is willing to commit.
All right, we're gonna deal with that. Let's go back.
Financially stable
Mm-hmm.
and outgoing. I'm very outgoing and active, and someone that's well-rounded and compliments me.
And compliments you?
Yes.
Okay. What's some deal breakers for you?
Smoking, drugs, bad temper. That's about it.
That's about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Could he have children?
Grown children,
Grown
adults. Yes.
adults. Does he have to be in LA?
No, I travel for work. That's why I'm here in Columbus. So I'm all over the United States, so he can be anywhere.
Okay. You follow the states. Okay, so it could be anywhere. Oh my God, this Wi-Fi. It's so ghetto. Like, oh my God. So tell me again, you said last thing I heard you say was you want a clean cut guy.
Can present himself in any environment. I like him. I like tall, dark, and handsome, but that's what everyone likes. So I'm willing to compromise. I'm 5'8", so I just taller than me. I'm very attracted to dark-skinned men, and also Black or African descent.
Okay, let me kind of talk about this. And again, I think she's a nice lady, nice looking lady. But you know what? I think this is something that you're seeing with a lot of the affluent African-American women, and that was coming like in the 90s, right? When the 90s was really hitting hard, when the New Jack Swing, the Mary J. Blige of the world, those kind of women around that age group, they was really going hard at the HBCUs. It was going hard. The first generation to really start getting into white America. That's when Black women kind of took the horn and started really becoming career, like bona fide, hard body career women. Women going to, DC, you start seeing that. New York City, Atlanta. And they're the first generation to go out there and grab by the horn in the Black community as far as females. And then they put their career first, marriage and all this stuff. And then now I'm 55. I'm ready for the world now to date me. And then the guys who would have been there at that particular time, who are also like 55. My brother is in her same generation, so she's a generation before me. My brother is 52 now. So my brother, if he was not married, would he want somebody? She looks good for her age, but he probably will be leaning towards somebody 35, 32, 30. maybe somebody like that, right? And that's the issue now. It's like you're 55, and some of the guys that you would be looking for that would be in your same sector now have more opportunities than in the 90s when she was, because at that time in the 90s, there wasn't no internet. You had women getting married 3 and 4 or 5 times in the black community in the 90s. But now you got a lot of different opportunities. Interracial dating is much more accepted now. You have black men, especially in the major cities like LA. The internet is there. People, it's a lot of competition in the market as comparisons to when she was starting to come up and do very well. That tends to be a big problem for women in her age group in the cohort. It's not that she's not a good looking woman, it's just that the competition for the kind of men that she wants is fierce now.
Black or African descent. Okay.
Yes.
Does he got to make a certain amount of money?
Yes.
When was your last relationship?
I'll say it was a situationship, and it was like 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Is it there?
Yeah.
Is it frozen? It says it's freezing. I'm trying to see. Ooh, child. And my energy. Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. When was your last
Can you hear me?
relationship? I can.
Okay, let me move around. I'm in my hotel room.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So when was your last relationship?
3 years ago?
3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time you was intimate with a guy? You don't have to answer.
About 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Are you waiting for a relationship?
Yeah. I am.
Okay. I think we froze. So can you do the Kendra cam again?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so like I said, let me kind of get to this. Like I said, she's a good looking lady, but 3 years without intimacy. She travels for work, always on the road. Let's just look at her bio. At 55, she's looking probably for a man to fit into her life because she's been so used to doing things on her own. Again, the black women that came up around the late 80s and early 90s were not trying to fit into men's lives. They were grabbing it by the horn, right? They were out there doing the thing. And I remember because I saw that era come through in that New Jack Swing movement. I was there, right? When black women was really taking about a horn and doing very well. That was the generation where women were like, look, we're not buying into a man's needs, like plans, like we're gonna do our own thing. But now you're 55, you're established, you're here, you're there. Like what if a man is really gonna be doing very well? He probably gonna want his wife to be there all the time, right? At least, stay there, you're gonna be on the road. So what kind of successful man is gonna take that? A man is probably going to be looking, if he's doing very well, more likely like, look, are you going to be able to access you when I want? And a lot of the younger women who have not been on their own or might be a little bit better fit for a man. And that's another issue that she's going to be reaching. The guys that came up in her generation are doing very well now, 50, 60, or even up. They know they're gonna find somebody to fit into her life. Oh, you're always on the road. I'm not able to access you like that. You don't really know how to function with a man as much as that because you're 55. Let's look at that. How malleable are you gonna be when it comes to marriage? But let's listen to a little bit more.
Okay. So, Rakita, why do you think you're single?
Many reasons. The main reason I believe is I don't approach a man, and like I heard one of your other guests say that she had like a resting face. I think I'm not really approachable. Like I have this sort of like serious look, so I think that's kind of like dampers men approaching me. And then also like I haven't been really focused on a relationship. I just like I thought about it, it's like, okay, I've never really been seeking like a husband. So I think now that I'm ready to focus on it, it'll happen.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. You were never focused on it because you were focused on the career. And now that you're focused on it, it can happen. Well, obviously, you know, like this is how women think. That whenever I want something, I can get it. This is not the entrepreneurial world or economic world where you can put a lot of effort in and you can buy houses and stuff based off of, you know, things like that. You're talking about relationships. And at 55, it's closer to, you know, towards the 60 and end of life for most people. Well, now at 55, I want marriage. So then, okay, a guy's going to be like, well, all these other opportunities that are out here, I'm just going to focus on you. It would be different if it was 30 years ago. But now you have so much competition in the market. Again, as a black man, in the 90s, you brought a white woman home, it's bad news. 2000s, it's bad news. But now in today's era, if I bring a white woman home, if I were to do that, I wouldn't do that because of my own, you know, personal beliefs and stuff. Not that I'm racist or anything like that. I just wouldn't do it. But, you know, if I were to do that, nobody's gonna say as much as they used to. You know, I used to, you know, guys in the 90s, but in 80s, 70s, if you were to move in the company, it's better for you to be married. Nobody's saying that anymore, right? Times are different now. So with the times being different, guys have a lot of advantages, competitive advantages that women don't have as time moves on. And so you didn't invest in that. Now you want to start investing in that. And then the guys are like, not even approaching you. And it's not approaching you because you don't look mean or whatever. It could be that guys are just not interested as, you know, in you as before. That's the thing. A lot of women don't want to accept that. But it could be, hey, you know, 30 years ago, it would be somebody, but it's like the guys that you would want, it's like, she's all right, but I got other opportunities. So when men have other opportunities, they just leave people alone. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. We out, peace.